Hi, I'm Lisa Barnett, and I am the founder of Akashic Knowing School of Wisdom. I have been accessing the Akashic Records and teaching people how to access their own divine guidance through the Akashic field for over 25 years. And I help people to understand their soul's plan so they can dive deeper into understanding their life. I'm also the best-selling author of The Infinite Wisdom of the Akashic Records and From Questioning to Knowing. So I am thrilled to be with you here today and to share more information about what the Akashic Records are and how they can help you create greater abundance of all kinds in your life. So the Akashic Records are the recording of your soul's journey through all time-space continuum. If you imagine that from the moment you individuated from source until you return home, everything you do, every place you live, whether it's here on Earth or in a different realm, place, planet, dimension, we're very multidimensional beings. Everything you've ever been is recorded in this etheric field that we call the Akash. Now, the Akashic record is stored in source energy and is part of the quantum field. And because it's part of the quantum field, it gives you the ability to not only access this information through all time space continuum, including past lives, but it also allows you to heal them. Because when we're in this field of the quantum energy where there is no time or space, the Akashic record keepers tell us that we can literally pluck out past lives and heal the trauma and reclaim those gifts and talents. So as an ancient and wise soul, you have recorded thousands and thousands of lives in this Akashic field. I would say that most of us humans who are interested in spirituality, and those of you I'm sure who are listening to me today, have had at least 400, maybe 600 or 800 lifetimes here on Earth. What that means is that you are probably more wise with so many gifts and talents that you just don't even remember, but that you can access and reclaim through your own Akashic field. So when we start to talk about money and abundance in the Akashic records, what I notice is that when I work with clients and they have money blocks, the record keepers often want to take us back into childhood conscious and unconscious beliefs. Because of course, in this life, we pick a family to learn and grow from. We also pick our relations, like our parents or our siblings, to support us. And sometimes there's kind of karmic patterns attached. So it's not pure support. There's things to learn from. So maybe you were born into a family that had a lot of lack consciousness, which means that they felt that you had to work really, really hard just to survive. A lot of those old stories about money doesn't grow on trees and you don't deserve that, you didn't work hard enough, all of those kinds of ideas that our parents sometimes said verbally and sometimes energetically felt. We take that energy on consciously and unconsciously, and it often will create our own personal money blocks. So if you have those kinds of feelings like you don't deserve to have more money, or that being more energetically expansive or seen is not beneficial for you, that many of us believe that if we're seen, we will be hurt or harmed. And that's because we've had hundreds of lifetimes where these sorts of things have happened, where unless we were really rich, we were ostracized or looked down upon. So we have past lives that connect to some of the energies that showed up in our childhood. Many, many lifetimes have been so hard for us that it's true. We do have to work hard just to survive, but it's not true in the energy of the world right now. The vibration of the planet is raising. And as we raise our own vibration, we can access more information and guidance, but we can also access the greater abundance of the universe. So as we work in the Akashic Records, we can understand some of the conscious and unconscious beliefs that we hold. We can start to go and look back at the connecting past lives where we may have died for the work we did. Often we were healers, maybe we were on a medical path, but we were seen as witches, and so we got killed. Maybe we were inventors and invented something that wasn't in alignment with the world at that time. And again, we were seen as crazy or the devil or something really dark and negative, and we got locked away for that sort of thing. All of these lifetimes where we've been traumatized for our gifts and talents, they stop us and block us from stepping out in a bigger way now. Of course, all you have to do is just think about that and realize, if I died for being a healer, would I want to share my healing gifts with the world? Well, I have to say, I spent quite a few months working on that belief alone, because I knew I had been a healer in many, many, many past lives. And I wanted to share my healing gifts through the Akashic Records with my clients and my students. And so I went back and healed all the past lives where I had been killed for doing that work. And the great gift of that is that you can also ask to reclaim that wisdom, reclaim that talent once you've healed the block and the fear that was stuck from that past life. And so not only through the Akashic Records can you reclaim information and know more about who you are, but you can actually go back and reclaim many of these talents that you wanted to have in this lifetime. So sometimes people say, does everyone deserve to have money? Right? Is money really spiritual? Because of course, there are many people who still believe that if you're spiritual, you should be giving your gifts and your work away for free. And this is connected back to many other past life vows and soul contracts we've taken. Back in the day when we were monks or nuns or priests, and we lived in a monastery or in some communal housing where the monastery or the church fed us and clothed us, and we could spend our day healing the sick, praying for the community. We didn't really need money because we lived communally. And so we could say, I take a vow of poverty. I vow never to take money for my God-given gifts or talents or my spiritual talents. But that's no longer true, right? People are not bringing chickens to my door so I could do a healing for them. Let me know if that's happening for you. But now in our world today, we use money, of course. And so it's important for us to clear the vows of poverty we've taken. It's important to release the past life fears and soul contracts and group contracts that we made with other people in our healing temples or in our spiritual lives. Sometimes we would write a contract with other people to help us to hold enough energy and light to be a healer. Or maybe we were the baker in the community and we made soul contracts with the other local people and bakers so we all could survive. So it's important to break old soul contracts that no longer serve you. And basically what the record keepers say is, in this life, those past life soul contracts are no longer serving you. So when you work with someone who can access the Akashic Records and do healing energy for you, or when you learn to access your own Akashic Records, as I teach in my Akashic Knowing School of Wisdom, then you can go back and start to clear soul contracts, clear and break these old past life vows that may be blocking you from living the abundant life that you deserve to have. So what I notice is that as we go forward, creating our high energy, beautiful lives, it's important to understand that your soul made a plan, and that includes soul contracts with people who are here to support you. And sometimes that support comes in a monetary way. Sometimes it's with a business partner who has the money to help you start the business, and you have the great ideas and the tenacity to get out there and create that business. These are support contracts, which are beautiful. Sometimes we have relationships, our spouse or our partner helps us and supports us energetically, through love, through compassion, and sometimes monetarily. They support us in our quest to be the highest and best that we can truly be. And so it's important for us to understand our karmic patterns and our soul contracts, which we write into our soul plans. So I am always so grateful for all the support contracts that I have with people in the world. Many of us are blessed to have a partner, whether it's a life partner, a business partner, or a best friend, who are here with a support contract. But for some of us, there's some karmic patterns attached. And that does not mean that it's a punishment. It means that there's a pattern, an energy, a concept that we, as these ancient infinite souls, want to understand. We want to learn more about that idea and heal the trauma or whatever it is that stops us and blocks us. So, as I was saying in the beginning, some of us are born into families that have much more lack consciousness. And that would be a soul contract that would have lack consciousness attached as the karmic pattern. So for us as a soul, when we can realize, oh, my parents held the energy of lack. They told me I wasn't good enough to make a lot of money. They told me I didn't deserve gifts. They told me that maybe I wasn't even smart enough to go to a good school. And again, sometimes it's said and sometimes it's energetically felt. But part of part of what we are coming to do is to break those old beliefs, break through that lack consciousness by knowing that we are smart enough, we are good enough, we are able and capable of creating a beautiful and abundant life for ourselves. And some of that abundance is love and some is monetary. And so prosperity in our world is lovely and important. So part of the karmic pattern, the way we break through these is to see it as a pattern, to see your parents' beliefs as just that, not truth, but a belief. To know that you do not need to buy into your parents or your grandparents or your ancestral beliefs. Some of these patterns go all the way back through our ancestral lineage. It might go back to our great-great-great-great-great-grandfather who died of starvation. Or interestingly, we sometimes find curses in our ancestral lineage. It could have come from a family member 3 generations back that were feuding over land or the money that the wealthy grandparents were leaving. And the feuding actually creates this energy of a curse. And that curse gets passed down through the family of, you're not good enough, you're not enough, you're not capable to create abundance in your own life. And so, of course, through the Akashic Records, we can clear some of these old ancestral patterns, these curses. They're all just energy. And in the quantum field of the Akashic Records, we can detangle, disengage, and unhook you from old ancestral patterns and lineage energy that is holding you back. I literally see them sometimes like big hooks in our back with big ropes that are holding us down. And we wonder, why can't I move forward? Why can't I create something better? Well, imagine you have this big fish hook in your back holding you down. And we can unhook it, delete it, and recycle that energy for your highest good. Literally, when it's ancestral, we can do it for the whole family's highest good. Yours and your children and grandchildren, your family, your siblings, everyone who is embodied now and who will come into your family ancestral lineage. And so abundance is a phenomenal idea because there is so much when we work in the Akashic Records that we can access and clear, release, delete, heal, so that it's easier for us to move forward, having an abundant life. And again, I really believe that when we can align to our soul's path, to the plan that your soul wrote before you were born, and that you can connect to the people who are here to support you, when you can remember who you are as an ancient and wise soul. And you can also start to align to the plan and the gifts and the talents you wanted to express in the world. When you access your Akashic Records, you have the ability to do all of this, to come into divine alignment with your soul and your soul's plan, so that you can walk the path that your soul intended, that you can live a life in alignment to love, compassion, and your gifts and talents as you share them out into the world with ease and grace. And so I look forward to connecting with you, to teaching you more about the Akashic Record and how it can support and transform your life energetically, spiritually, monetarily. So until then, many blessings on your journey. Bye for now.